an overview of calculus. Calculus at IGCSE is about something called differentiation. Okay, and differentiation is finding the gradient function. So if we are given, say, I'll take a simple graph of something like y equals x squared. We know that y equals x squared will look like this, and at each point the gradient of that line is different. The easiest way to demonstrate is imagine a tangent. So here's my pen on the line. Tangent at that point has a different slope than if I move it round and do the tangent at this point. Tangent, 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 going round. There we go. So that would be a negative tangent there. So then, first of all, so that's explaining what we're doing. We're finding the gradient at a particular point on the line. There is an operation. First thing is if I've got y equals ax to the power n, when I differentiate it, y I call dy dx, and the process of differentiating is that this power comes down, so we get an x to the n minus 1, and we reduce the power by 1. So an example for that, let's just take something fairly straightforward. If I've got y equals 6x squared, when I differentiate that, I get 6 multiplied by 2, so 12x to the 2 minus 1, 12x to the 1. This brings us on to a couple of then interesting things. If I differentiate x terms, an x term, for example, y equals 6x. 6x is really 6x to the power 1. So when I differentiate that, I get 6 times 1 is 6, x to the 1 minus 1 is 0. But anything to the power 0 is 1. So that's just dy dx equals 6. Okay, so first thing there to remember, x values, just terms in x, differentiate to integers. Similarly, if I do take just y equals 5, technically as a power of x, that means 5x to the power 0. So when I differentiate this, I get 5 times 0, x to the minus 1. But of course 5 times 0 is just 0. So when I differentiate any integer value, it disappears. dy dx equals 0. And of course we should expect that, because if I take a graph and draw along a line y equals something, y equals 3, the gradient of this line, a horizontal line, is 0. So that's got gradient 0. Other things that we're going to have to do by differentiation are find the equation of a tangent at a particular point, or find the gradient of lines at the gradient of the line at a particular point, or find the points at which the gradient is a certain value. And there will be examples of questions like those in the following videos.